next week also, next coming Friday also, there won't be any class. I'll just letting you know. So coming Friday, there is a concert by Radhika Das, who is coming here. He's a very famous Kirtaniya. So he's doing his concert here in the Washington Hall in Seattle. So we'll be there.
Okay.
So with that, we are starting with chapter 14 today. All right. So what is the summary of chapter 13? Anybody recalls?
Was it the 65
Prominence of reading Bhagavad Gita.
Sorry, what was that?
Why we should read Bhagavad Gita? It is like negation, it will say, but it actually meant why we should read. We should be reading. Yeah.
What was chapter 13 about?
it, I thought it was the
Jai Radha Mata,
65.
you are very mild. Like we can't hear you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
It was the 64 items on Bhakti, and then we talked about the five most powerful ones. Um, yeah.
Yes. The five. So chapter 13 was about the five most potent item in bhakti. Okay. So what are those five potent items? Let's try
Um,
to recall.
let's see. It was chanting.
Okay, chanting.
One was chanting. One was um, giving service to other devotees.
Giving service
Uh,
to other devotees. Okay.
I have to look at my notes.
Okay. Can everybody try to chime in and say what are the top five?
Hearing chanting, Prabhu.
Hearing what? Hearing?
Hearing Bhagavatam.
Yes, hearing
Yeah.
Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, so that's one.
Bhagavatam.
And
Right.
then chanting we already covered. Chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. So two. What else?
Hearing.
Deity worship, Prabhu.
Oh,
Worshipping the deity. Okay,
yeah,
number three.
yeah. Worshiping the deity.
Association and Dham.
Okay, residing in Mathura and
Yeah, yes.
serving a
And
devotee.
that.
Devotees.
Five. Okay, so residing in Mathura, worshipping the deities, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, chanting Hare Krishna, and serving the devotees. So these are the five potent forms of devotional service. And what we learn that even if anybody can be so fallen, if one picks even one of this and does it without what? Fill in the blanks. What is the requirement that so if anybody does it, fill in the blanks, then they will go back to Krishna and serve him in love. What is the fill
Uh,
in the blanks?
if anyone does it with um, a positive mindset, was it positive?
It was okay. Anybody can want to give it a second try
Without expectation, without pride, Prabhu.
without offenses. Okay, so close enough. So without offenses. So that's the key. So offenses are our biggest deterrent. So these five. So see, all 64 are important, but of the 64, if because see we have limitation. Um, so Acharya is saying these five are the most important, and if we even we do one of these without offenses, with sincerity, that is more than enough to one to take one to in love with Krishna, right? So and so basically, it will take back one to back to Goloka Dham. It's so potent. Okay, so that was the key of chapter 13. Now, chapter 14. So chapter 14 is oh there was one more thing in chapter 13. Okay, so uh, what did it talk about the Varnashrama? Did chapter 13 talked about varnashrama?
Basically, this varnashrama helps to um, bring on the sattvic platform, or the stage where conducive to uh, in a service attitude. So no offensive mentality is the.
Okay. Is it the anga of
Was
bhakti?
it?
No, it is not the anga of the bhakti.
Jai Radha Mataji, I think your voice is becoming, I think you're trying to speak something, but it becomes very feeble. We can hardly hear you.
Sorry.
It is not the anga of
Okay, okay.
bhakti.
It is okay. So first,
So
so first
our relationship with Krishna,
our relationship with Krishna, in what regard, in what context are you talking, Mataji?
like the friend or the mother, was that it? Or like
That is
going to
not
a
the part.
Bible?
No, that is not the part of varnashrama.
Okay.
So
Oh,
varnashrama is at the material platform. It is not a thing of spiritual platform. Okay, so there is no so varnashrama doesn't talk about the relationship with the with the Radha, Rani, Krishna, or anybody else like that. So one thing we talked about, varnashrama is not an anga of bhakti. Okay, then what is the role of varnashrama?
This is to regulate Prabhu.
Yeah, so see, it is a if
Religious
somebody
process.
if somebody is doing the bhakti, varnashrama is not at all required. But if somebody is not doing the bhakti, then varnashrama can slowly put that person into a platform where where it becomes conducive for that person to practice the bhakti. So it can elevate somebody who has no regulation whatsoever and get them regulated. And once somebody is regulated, it becomes much easier to practice bhakti. But it is not the anga of bhakti. Okay, it is not an anga of bhakti. And so what we'll do, we'll just read one paragraph here so that it becomes clear again about the Varnashrama. You can see my screen. Okay. So this is from Waves of Devotion. Srila Rupa Goswami first analyzes Varnashrama Dharma and concludes that it is not an item of bhakti. However, a devotee who is not yet fully attracted to unalloyed glorification of Krishna may utilize Varnashrama Dharma to regulate and purify his distracting material desires. So it is just not so even for the devotee who is who are at the kanistha, at the very beginning phase, and they like Krishna, but they are full of material desire. Even for them, Varnashrama Dharma can help them accelerate. Okay, but it is not the anga of bhakti. It is not required. For example, marriage is certainly not one of the 64 items of devotional service. A devotee, however, may enter Grihastha ashram, which is the married life, if necessary, to avoid sinful life and stay on the progressive path. So, see, if somebody want to enjoy the opposite gender, right, and if they are not married, then what will they will do? They will have illicit connection with so many partners of the opposite gender, right? Um, now, and that is the sinful as per the scriptural injunction. So for that, this institution of marriage has been created where one get married and they run this family life. Family life is called Girahastha Ashram and Ashram because it is it is the austerity. It is not that one enter into the marriage life and then it's always the bed of roses, right? There are so many learning which happens. There, people get purified in the process. Okay, so if such varnashram activities are aimed at purification for the Lord's pleasure, they can be considered a subsidiary item of devotional service. So so now the marriage, the institution of marriage can become a subsidiary item if both the spouses serve the serve the Lord in partnership, right? They produce the children who are Krishna consciousness. So there is that institution of marriage becomes a supporting subsidiary item, right? That's what it is saying. Without being aimed at eventual purification and unalloyed surrender, no aspect of varnashrama can be considered an item of devotional service. Make sense? Clear? No confusion?
Yes, Prabhu.
All right. So now here chapter 14 is saying devotional qualification. So this is the last chapter of the sadhana bhakti. After from here we are going to enter into the um, Raganuga Bhakti. Chapter 15 starts the Raganuga Bhakti. So this is the last chapter. Um, and what it says at the end of chapter 13, Srila Rupa Goswami began to analyze the relationship between various spiritual practice and pure devotional service. This continues in chapter 14, beginning with analysis of Jnana and Vairagya. Okay, so now chapter 14 will be talking about the Jnana and Vairagya. So please tell me what is the connection of chapter 13 to chapter 14 if the chapter 14 is talking about the Jnana and Vairagya. Do you see some pattern?
Knowledge leads to detachment.
Knowledge definitely leads to detachment, but um, uh, why? So before this, Rupa Goswami talks about Varnashrama. Now he's talking about the Jnana and Vairagya. What does he say about the Varnashrama?
Yeah, to regulate it, right, Prabhu? So
That
it's,
it is, yeah, he says that it is not an anga of bhakti. So with the same context, Rupa Goswami is going to talk and say that Jnana and Vairagya are not the angas of bhaktis. And it is not required to do it. And if you go back to our introduction, what is the definition of pure bhakti? Which is devoid of Jnana and Vairagya, right? Pure
yes.
bhakti is devoid of Jnana and Vairagya, impersonalism, right? Is it devoid of those things. So, but why? The question is, and this is what we will be expanding in chapter 14. Why Jnana and Vairagya, first of all, is not considered the Anga of Bhakti. On top of that, it is considered the person who is doing Jnana and Vairagya, they may, they may not find this conducive for Bhakti. So, Jnana and Vairagya is not even conducive for bhakti. Why is that?
Because they are not aimed at Krishna.
Okay, tell like let's try to dig
So
little bit, yeah, little bit deeper.
if
Yeah,
a yogi trying to meditate and trying to achieve some astasiddhi, so it will be material end of the day again. And Gnani who is always searching for knowledge and trying to merge in impersonal Brahman, he is not getting the relationship with Krishna in a personal form. So both are not leading to the bhakti process.
that's true. So
So
it's not leading to bhakti process, but then why it is considered to be even negative that one who is practicing it? Because see, now in bhakti we do have knowledge, right? We are studying, so it is a knowledge, right? We do some austerity also. For example,
it is
we
not
do
for
the
the pleasure of Krishna, right? Bro?
yeah. Okay, so
It's
so
materialistic.
go ahead, Mataji.
It's still materialistic.
Still materialistic. Now it will go even deeper that while somebody is better than materialistic, but it becomes materialistic as certain. So in that way, you're right that. But
Reasonable.
why it is considered to be materialistic? Now let's talk about it. Why Jnana and Vairagya is slightly compared with materialism? Why?
Dvanda, they are dvanda, like the positive and negative. Like knowledge is gaining knowledge, but for the self, not a part of the bhakti. Vairagya is still again the opposition getting, you are getting deviated, I mean opposite of getting the attachment, right, detachment, but still it is related to the worldly pleasures.
Vairagya is not worldly pleasure. See, Vairagya is that one is trying to,
But still it's not part of bhakti, Prabhu.
of course. So it it is, see, Vairagya is not part of bhakti because it is not directed towards Krishna. Is that what you're telling?
Mm. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. From that perspective, definitely, right? But Vairagya English meaning is renunciation, right? In bhakti do we do renunciation?
Is that the Vanaprastha?
Jai Radha Mataji, again you are very feeble.
Is the Vanaprastha, is that renunciation?
Vanaprastha. Now you're bringing Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is is a controlled. So I'm following the regulative principles. So in that way, we can say that okay, it's little renunciation. I was doing all the abominable thing, and now I'm not doing that. I'm more regulated. So from that, you can say that okay, it is a little bit of renunciation. Okay, so now let's. So what this chapter is going to talk about, it's going to logically talk about that how one who is practicing, who's only practicing jnana and vairagya, how it leads to the opposite side of what the bhakti want us to take, our personality. So if one is um, is trying to become a jnani, the goal of becoming a jnani is to get liberation. And some people, for them, the liberation becomes such a goal that they become very hard-hearted. Okay, and once I'm just saying I'm jnani, so I'm trying to learn a lot, so my heart becomes hard-hearted. I become very I don't. Uh, I don't have the rasa part. I'm just like all on tattva and I'm just thinking about it's just about gaining the knowledge. So I'll develop the pride. So it leads to the kind of quality which is not conducive for Krishna consciousness. So Vairagya becomes negative. Similarly, the goal of Vairagya is jnana. So one does the austerity so that it's okay. I don't want to be attached to the money. I don't want to be attached to my home. I don't want to be attached to my relationship. And why they are doing it? They are trying to negate all the things which is making me remain in the material pool. So it's trying to negate all those things with the goal that if I negate all those things, then I will I'll start focusing on jnana. My senses will start focusing on jnana, right? But then in the jnana, what happens? As we talked about, as we are trying to get the jnana, our heart is becoming hard-hearted, while the bhakti is looking for the soft-heartedness. Heartedness. Okay, so
Okay.
that's the. Go ahead. What was that?
So they're doing it for a purpose. They're not doing it for bhakti. So like for the raga, they're doing these austerities because they want power. They're not doing it for to purify the heart to get closer to Krishna. So that's why it's not
Y-
bhakti.
Yes, so it's not for the, it's, of course. So first part, which other devotee was also talking about, Jnana and Vairagya. Of course, it is the goal is not Krishna, so it is not bhakti. But then the other question we posed, okay, we agree that it is not bhakti, but then why it is considered that if one who is practicing jnana and vairagya, it will take them further away from Krishna. So it does the opposite of bhakti. So that's what we are trying to analyze.
Okay.
Okay, so it will take us opposite to bhakti. And what we talked about, that it will harden our heart. While Krishna consciousness needs our heart to be soft.
Oh.
So it just becomes opposite. So our heart needs to be soft for Krishna consciousness, while jnana makes our heart hard. And it can make us proud also. Again, for the bhakti, our heart has to be very humble. Humility has to be there. All right. So with that, so this is the verses from 248 to 269. We'll be talking about the Jnana and Vairagya. We'll be talking about Yukta Vairagya. We'll be talking about Falgu Vairagya, um, and then some of the other topics which are there. Okay, so let's go to 249, I think 248.
So these two here, it's just like the intentions are bad. The intentions behind what you're doing is bad.
It's not conducive for bhakti. We cannot say that it is bad. It is naturally for some people they will get attracted to jnana and vairagya, and that may be based on their psychophysical nature. That's what they need to do. And as they are doing jnana and vairagya, it will make them conducive sometime. Like if they do it properly, it will make them conducive eventually to practice bhakti. Okay, but it is not bhakti. But if they don't, but there is a very high risk that it may turn them away from bhakti due to the pride and due to the attachment to liberation. In that case, it will become very hard for them to practice bhakti. It's not bad. The answer that is Jnana Vairagya is bad is bad for, it's not, I don't like to call the word bad because Krishna has created everything for a purpose. So I would say that it is not very conducive for bhakti. Okay, so let's read. Um, Mrinalini Mataji, let's read from 248.
Translation: Jnana and Vairagya are suitable for entering bhakti, being somewhat useful in the beginning of bhakti, but they are not considered angas of bhakti. Jiva Goswami commentary. Jnana here refers to realization of Tvam Padartha Jiva, Tat Padartha Brahman, and finally realization of their oneness, Tat Tattvamasi. This is called Brahman Jnana, consisting of three stages. The word Sat somewhat means that the knowledge of Jiva and Brahman are useful, but realization of oneness should be rejected. Vairagya is the verse, means the type of renunciation that is useful only for Brahma Jnana. That part of Vairagya which is contrary to Bhakti should also be rejected. That is the meaning of Sat in relation to Vairagya. Jnana and Vairagya are somewhat useful only in the beginning of Bhakti. That means that they are suitable only at the stage of giving up attachment to other objects. When attachments have been given up and a person begins practicing Bhakti, Jnana and Vairagya becomes insignificant. Also, after beginning bhakti, thinking of these processes will distract a person from bhakti. Thus, they are useful only in the very beginning of the bhakti.
Very good. So what is that? Now, this is very clear, right?
Yeah.
What is the takeaway?
Oh, maybe I just want to give some analogy just to remember this point. Oh, I think when you are learning cycle, you will get two small wheels behind it. So those are useful only in the beginning. But once you get the learning, once you started cycling, I think those are not required.
Very wonderful analogy. Wonderful analogy.
Yeah.
Does it make everybody understand this subject matter
Yeah.
really well?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, and after that, then the small wheel can become a drag. Similarly, Vairagya can become a drag and Jnana can become a drag.
Yeah.
Because the Jnana makes our heart numb, and um, uh, Vairagya also does the same thing. It uh, it, it just makes our heart numb because we are just practicing that. Oh, I don't. I don't want money, I don't want. So it makes the heart numb. So in that way, they're not very compassionate. Oh, we are the soul, and then it makes, from that perspective, yes, it's true that we are soul, but we are human also, and we have relationship also. So we have to see it from the Krishna perspective, that these are all human beings. They are related to us. They are the gift from Krishna. How we can take care of them. Okay. So thank you, Prabhu. That's the analogy is very nice. 249.
Uh, Translation, because Gnana and Vairagya generally make the heart harsh, the authoritative devotees have concluded that bhakti alone, whose nature is very tender, is the cause of entering into bhakti. Jiva Goswami's commentary: this verse speaks of another fault in being attached to Gnana and Vairagya. They cause hardness in the heart. In Gnana, one must deliberate on the truth by defeating a variety of other philosophies, and in Vairagya, one must renounce, enjoying by repeated toleration of suffering. The very nature of these practices is harsh or unpleasant, and thus the heart becomes similarly harsh. This is the opposite of sweetness and softness of the heart. But how can a person enter into higher and higher stages of bhakti without some sort of assistance? The answer is given. Bhakti is said to be the cause of entering bhakti, and previous acts of bhakti alone and are the causes of entering into higher stages of the bhakti. But bhakti also will become a cause of hardening of the heart. Since perfection can be reached only by effort, the answer is given. This bhakti, by its very nature, is extremely tender because it consists solely of thinking of the Lord, sweet form, qualities, and pastime. Therefore, the conclusion is that bhakti should be performed with the desire to make the heart melt in relation to the Lord. The distinguished devotee Prahlada has stated with emphasis: neither the three modes of material nature, nor the predominating deities controlling these three modes, nor the five gross elements, nor the mind, nor the demigods, nor the human beings can understand your lordship, for they are all subjected to birth and annihilation. Considering this, the spiritually advanced have taken to devotional service. Such wise men hardly bother with Vedic study. Instead, they engage themselves in practical devotional service. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.49. Therefore, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, the best of all persons, to whom prayers are offered, without rendering six kinds of devotional service unto you, offering obeisances to you, prayers, menial service, deity worship, remembering your pastimes, and hearing about your glories, who can achieve devotion to you, the goal of Paramahamsas. Srimad Bhagavatam 7.9.50. In the second verse quoted, the word karma, namastuti, karma puja, refers to paricharya, treating the Lord as a king. Karma smriti, charananayo, means remembrance of the pastimes of the lotus feet of Lord. Charanaya is related to all the six items in the list and indicates the devotion of the speaker. Without these six types of services, sa, samsevaya vina iti, how can a person attain bhakti? Vairagya and Gnana are not mentioned at all in this statement.
All right. So what is the summary of this long purport, and the what do we take away?
Bhakti is a tenderness and softness of the heart, which is not meant by any practices that are within the materialistic world. May it be the three sattva guna, rajotama guna, or Vedic chanting, or any practices, the five elements of the material world. anything, but it's just remembrance of Krishna, chanting, and the six activities that are related to bhakti only. It is only by great practice of these five elements that we attain this bhakti, the tenderness, by just practice of bhakti again.
Why you're saying these five elements? Where that five element comes?
The five elements are given, right, Prabhu? The
Where?
maybe uh, somewhere on the top I read five elements. I felt the
So there were
sky,
six,
earth,
six.
water.
Oh no, not in this.
Oh, okay.
No,
That
no.
is
Yeah, yeah. So
um,
you spoke your own purport. Okay, no, it's not
okay.
there. Yeah. So see, it's very simple. See here it says because
Dharma Arthakam.
Jnana and Vairagya generally makes the heart harsh.
Yeah,
The authoritative devotees have concluded that bhakti alone, whose nature is very tender, is the cause of entering into bhakti. So
yeah.
even though previous words, somebody say that, okay, so is read the previous meaning, verse meaning, then we understand why here was commentary. One should, sorry, 48. Here, going too fast. Jnana and Vairagya are suitable for entering bhakti. So it's telling Jnana and Vairagya are suitable for bhakti, but is not a prerequisite. So somebody will say, oh, you are telling it's suitable for bhakti, but you are telling it's not a prerequisite. Like, so to clarify that, it is telling that. So then, then somebody will ask, then what is the cause of entering into the bhakti? If you're telling that jnana and vairagya is not a prerequisite, then what is the cause of entering into the bhakti? So that answer is given in this verse that the cause of entering into the bhakti is bhakti itself. There is no
Mm,
other cause. So to grow in bhakti or to enter into bhakti is bhakti. And what bhakti is coming from? From the faith. Where the faith is coming from? From our agyat sukriti, right? That somebody, some devotee comes and blesses us in our life. That lead us to start practicing bhakti. So the cause of bhakti is bhakti, not jnana and vairagya. But can jnana and vairagya can be conducive to enter into bhakti? Yes, that was the previous verse. So just again, just think what Siva Prabhu gave the example. It can be like a small wheel, but if there is no small wheel, can people learn biking? Of course, right? In fact, they can learn biking very easily. Like if you have biked, if they don't have the side wheel, and then the kids they use their feet, right? And because they use their feet, they learn biking very fast. With the two on the side, they don't fall down, but then to and slowly then parent have to adjust, they have to take the wheels off on from one side, like the one side wheel, it takes longer. And that has been our personal experience from this analogy, that if you put the side wheel, we try to learn too much on that, the kids try to learn too much on that, and becomes harder for them to learn the bhakti. Eventually they will, if they have to practice very hard, okay, and they have to get rid of it, then eventually they will learn bhakti. Okay, so jnana and vairagya is not required for bhakti. All
mm,
right. So go ahead. Anybody want to comment? Somebody? All
I
right.
just I just want to make sure I understand.
Yes, Mataji, please. And your voice again. Speak closer.
All right. I just want to make sure I understand.
Yes.
So you're saying that Yana and Raja is conducive, but it's not required.
Correct.
So we don't. It's not required for us to come into bhakti focusing on getting knowledge and focusing on being renounced. Don't focus on that because that will make your heart hard.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
And further is going to tell that Jnana and Vairagya, one who is practicing bhakti, they get the Jnana and Vairagya as the side product, because then anyway they will become renunciate in the bhakti. Okay, in a right way. So later verses will talk about. All right. So Preeti Mataji, would you like to read?
Prabhuji, I will skip today. I'll not feel
Okay.
well.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Okay, Jai Radha Mataji, you read.
Sure. Translation. In the Bhagavatam, it is also said Therefore, for a devotee engaged in my loving service with mind fixed on me, the cultivation of knowledge, impersonal, and renunciation is generally not the means of achieving the highest perfection within this world. Srimad Bhagavatam,
Yeah. So
Canto
what is the
11.
what's the takeaway?
What we just said, the, the devotee engaged in uh, Krishna's loving service with their mind fixed on him, the knowledge will come, will get the knowledge. Um,
No, it is
it,
telling that the devotees who wants Krishna's loving
Mm.
service, for them cultivation of knowledge and renunciation is not the means to achieve the highest love. Okay, so it is not required. It's just telling the other way. Negation is telling that it is not required to practice the loving service. Okay, okay, 251.
Translation. However, the goal of Jnana, Imraja, and
Vairagya.
Varaga and other processes are achieved by bhakti alone.
Hmm.
Jiva Goswami's commentary. The goal of Jnana is liberation. The goal of Vrayadra, how do you say it?
Vairagya. You just say va, and then you say the other word, ragya.
Vairagya,
Ragya. Very good.
Vairagya, is, is Jnana. These are indeed achieved by bhakti alone.
Okay, so what is the takeaway?
Uh, Jnana is liberation, and the goal of Varaga is Jnana. So the goal of being renounced, you'll get knowledge.
So that is true, but see the primary point it's making that
It's achieved alone.
whatever is achieved in jnana and vairagya is achieved by bhakti alone. So for the example, the goal of jnana is, what is the goal of jnana?
Knowledge,
Liberation.
liberation.
Yeah, so one practices the jnana because they want to get liberated. Okay, and one practice the vairagya because they want to get jnana. Here you see it's written there, the goal of vairagya is jnana. Okay, so one practices the vairagya because they want jnana, and one practices the jnana because they want liberation. Now that can be easily be achieved by bhakti alone. There is no need of extra for somebody to focus on jnana and vairagya.
Bhakti
Make
alone is
sense?
enough. Yeah,
Yeah, the
bhakti
Mataji.
alone is enough.
Okay. Please read this.
Translation. Thus it is said in Bhagavatam, everything that can be achieved by fruitive activities, penance, knowledge, detachment, mystic yoga, charity, religious duties, and all other means of perfecting life is easily achieved by my devotee through loving service unto me. If somehow or other my devotee desires promotion to heaven, liberation, or residence in my abode for service, he easily achieves such benedictions. Jiva Goswami's commentary. Irati Shreb Yobhi. By other processes that aim at the highest goal means by bhakti mixed with desires for saloka, etc. Kanatsid Yadid Vanchati means if a person desires things which are useful for serving in devotion, examples are Chirac Ketu enjoying in this airplane given by the Lord, Sukadeva desiring to reject Maya, and Prahlada desiring to live near the Lord.
Mhm.
Thus it is said in the sixth canto,
And
uh,
you can skip the Sanskrit. It's okay. You can just read the English.
Charik Ketu enjoyed life with the woman of Vidyahara Loka by chanting the glories of the Supreme Lord Hari.
Okay, so let me, because we just keep reading, then we won't understand. Okay, so let me, because some of the stories are coming. So first of all, see what is the translation is telling. It is telling that Anybody, if, even let's say a devotee who start practicing devotion service, and they have the desire in the beginning phase, people like Krishna, they want to worship Krishna, they want to serve Krishna. At the same time, they may have desire. I want to have, big house. I want to have beautiful wife and all those stuff. And typically for those things, people do different processes. Either they will do some demigod worship, or they will become very religious. They will do charity and all those stuff. What this verse is telling, that the result of doing fruitive activities means doing things to get something, or penance, or to gain knowledge, or detachment, or mystic yoga, or blah blah blah, charity, everything can be simply achieved by doing devotional service. No extra effort is required. So he's telling that even if devotee has some desire, let them do the bhakti rather than them going and following some other process. So definitely pure bhakti is the highest. Okay, definitely pure bhakti is the highest. But because we are so impure, we have the desire also. So he's telling that let's not go and try to follow some other path, because that's never going to bring you to bhakti. Rather, try to follow the path of bhakti and have some desire, and it will get fulfilled in the process, and then that person will be purified over time. It will be a slow process, but that person will be purified over time. So that's what it's telling. Now, after that, Jiva Goswami commentary is giving the example that what happened. Chitraketu was the king. He, and he was, because he wanted to enjoy, he was given the airplane, not the airplane like today's. Those airplanes doesn't run on fuel. It can always just keep flying, very big, very nice. Okay, no sound. So he was enjoying the airplane given by the Lord, because he had he was doing bhakti, but he has some desire, so Lord gave him. Sukdev Goswami, Sukdev Goswami, who spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, okay, to Parikshit Maharaj, he he was born as a with the liberation. He was totally liberated soul. But then once he heard about the bhakti, he became a bhakti yogi, right? So he also get attracted. So he's telling that all those the example of Chitraketu Maharaj, Sukadev Goswami, Prahlad wanted to have the king which is biggest than the bigger thing, right? It wants the best kingdom, the biggest kingdom. But then when the Lord gave him the Lord came, then he said, oh, why I was looking for this piece of broken glass when I can get the jewel, right? So each of these devotee, they had desire, and when they desired, Krishna came to fulfill. And in this fulfillment, they said, oh, why I was looking for that, I want you, my dear Lord. So they got purified. Okay, that's the reason these examples are given. Okay, so we can skip all those things. Okay, but that is what it is giving more example on that, but you all got the point.
Yes. So is
Okay,
chanting considered devotional service?
definitely chanting there are five. That's the part of the five potent links, right? What are the five potent links, Mataji?
Oh yeah. Seeing the deity, chanting, reading the Bhagavatam, and uh, worshiping a devotee.
Associating with the devotees and staying in Mathura with the, okay. So the other five. So you see, chanting is the devotional service. Okay, there is no question about it. What is not devotional service is Jnana, Vairagya, Varnashrama. Three things we have talked today. Okay, so far. Okay, Shiva Prabhu, 254.
If a person has a taste for worshipping the Lord, even if he has strong material attractions, those attractions will be for the most part destroyed during sadhana without resorting to Vairagya.
Very
Jiva
good.
Goswami's current commentary. Previously, Vairagya was condemned at the beginning of bhakti because it causes the heart to become hard. However, if Vairagya is forbidden, the person practicing bhakti will be filled with material desires, and having such desires is against the scriptures. For it is said, the person absorbed in material enjoyment is far from being absorbed in Krishna. how can a person going east catch an object moving to the west? To answer this dilemma, the author supplies this verse. Having a taste for bhakti will destroy the attachment to material objects. Thus, the hardness of heart caused by practice of Vairagya will not take place, and still detachment will manifest. At the stage of ruchi or taste for bhakti, material attraction will be destroyed for the most part prior. The meaning is that it will be completely destroyed with maturation of bhakti. It is not mentioned but understood from this statement that taste for bhakti not only produces vairagya but also gnana. By rendering devotional service unto personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, one immediately acquires causeless knowledge and detachment from the world. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto, second chapter,
Okay.
7th verse.
Okay. So what is the takeaway, Prabhuji?
So we no need to endeavor separately for knowledge and renunciation. So if we practice devotional service to Lord Sri Krishna, automatically they will be established.
Yes. So it answers one question. If somebody asks, okay, I thought that where I'm a very materially attached person. I like money. Okay, I love money. Now, if I love money so much, how can I practice bhakti? Don't I need vairagya for that? So let's say that's the question. So it is answering that also. It's telling that no, for that also you don't need vairagya, because if you're practicing bhakti, your attraction for the money will go away. So you don't need to practice vairagya. Bhakti itself will take away the material desire. Okay, so that's what is answering.
And that's pretty much artificial doing it that way. Vairagya.
Vairagya, yeah,
It's
means of course
artificial.
we know that vairagya will eliminate my material desire, but as I continue doing it, it will harden my heart, it will numb my heart, right? And that is not conducive for bhakti. So it is telling that let's not focus on vairagya. The goal of vairagya is to get rid of the material attachment. It is telling bhakti itself will eliminate the material attachment. So why you need to do the vairagya? Helps, Jai Radha Mataji?
Good.
Okay. Okay, Shiva Prabhu, 255, continue.
Yes, Prabhu. The Vairagya of that person who employs objects suitable for devotional development while remaining detached from them is said to be suitable for bhakti. The object should be persistently related to Krishna. Jiva Goswami's commentary. With this verse, the author shows the type of Vairagyam which is suitable for entering bhakti and which was previously mentioned. The Vairagya of the person employing material objects only to the extent that they are favorable for his devotional development, while being detached from material enjoyment is suitable for bhakti. In this, there should be persistence in relating the objects to Krishna.
Very good. So what do we understand here?
So we need to use material objects in relation to devotional service of Krishna so that we are doing the best use of the material objects.
Yeah, before that, but so that's the explanation. The primary point this verse is trying to make is there are different type of vairagya. One type of vairagya is when we renounce for the sake of growing in Krishna consciousness. And that vairagya is good, right? So, and that is what, so he said the vairagya of that person who employs objects suitable for devotional development, right? So there are objects which are suitable for devotional development while remaining detached from them. So they are using that object. For example, money. Too much attachment to the money we know is not good for our bhakti, right? Because then it will make us more greedy. I am always after money, so I cannot focus on Krishna. Now I can take the same money and I can start using for Krishna while being detached with the money itself. So I'm earning money, but I'm not getting attached to the money. So money is not bad. Me getting attached to the money is bad. I take the money and I use it for Krishna. That's perfectly fine. And that will be considered suitable for bhakti. That's what Jiva Goswami is also trying to explain. Yes, Prabhuji.
Translation: the rejection of things related to the Lord by persons desiring liberation, who think that these things are simply material objects, is called useless Vairagya. Jiva Goswami's commentary. One should also understand what type of Vairagya is unsuitable or useless for bhakti. The author thus speaks of Vairagya of those opposite to the Lord, which ends in offense. Harisambandhini Vastu, useful in the service of the Lord, refers to things such as Lord's food remnants. Rejection of objects related to Lord is of two types: not asking for those objects related to the Lord and rejecting them when offered. One should understand that the second type of rejection becomes an offense. This is stated in Vishnu Yamala.
Okay.
The Vaishnava should never refuse the prasada of Vishnu.
Okay. So what is the takeaway from this verse?
Um, so we are not simply for the sake of renouncing, we should not renounce. So it is for the use of Krishna we should
Yeah.
do it.
So see, this is the continuation of the previous verse. The previous verse says that there are different kind of renunciation. Some renunciations are good for Krishna, is good for bhakti. Some renunciation are not good for bhakti. In the first case, we gave the example of the money. In the second case, here the example is being given of somebody who is offered the prasad. And we know that eating too much or eating very palatable things is just not good for our bhakti. Because if I get too used to eating the nice food, right? Then I'm always thinking about the nice food and I'm not thinking about Krishna. So we say that just eat what is appropriate. Okay. Now let's say somebody cooked very nice prasad for Krishna and they are offering it to devotee to that person, and that person is telling, no, the good food is not good for me. I have renounced it. I don't want this. And that is bad in this because that is not so this is the example where it is not about the conducive. It is really bad because in this case one has committed the offense by saying that I don't want to eat the prasad. I am doing the offense. So anytime one is offered the prasad, one should take it.
What if it's too much? If you already had too much?
It's very low, Mataji. Speak closer.
Like, what if it's too much? Like, if you already had,
So see, okay, yeah. So we say no, but if somebody just let's say put it, then we pack it and we'll eat it tomorrow. I'm not going to eat today. You gave me, that's fine. For example, you are doing Ekadashi and somebody comes, and it does happen in the temple. Let's say they are distributing the Mahaprasad, and Mahaprasad is not Ekadashi. What you are going to do?
take it home. But I thought we could only eat it the no leftovers.
No. So this is Mahaprasad. It's a leftover of Krishna.
Okay.
So, so, so let's say you're doing Ekadashi. I'll repeat the question again here. Okay. Let's say you're doing the Ekadashi and you come for Mangal Arti
Mm-hmm.
and they are distributing the sweet which is being offered to Krishna in the morning. And that sweet is not Ekadashi sweet because Krishna doesn't do Ekadashi. So we can offer anything to Krishna. Okay. So now that prasad is being offered to you on the Ekadasi day. What will you do?
Okay, take it home and eat when you break your fast.
Exactly. So we don't, the proper thing is we don't refuse, we take the prasad. If we can eat it, we can eat that time, or we can pack it and eat it later. Right? So we should not say that no. If somebody is offering love, no, no, you should take it, Prabhu. Okay, I'll take it. Right? But sometimes you have to go, you are on a move and you cannot take, you say, Prabhu, I'm traveling right now. Is it okay if I don't? That's okay. Means that's fine. Means, or you can take a little bit, teeny tiny. That it, if let's say they're offering the full plate, you take, Prabhu, give me a little bit. So you just take a teeny tiny, you take it and you go, right? So that's what it is being said. So those kind of a vairagya is bad vairagya. So and there's a technical term. So the previous verse is called yukta vairagya. So I'll show you the word also. It was used here. What's the word yukta vairagya yukta? No, I think I moved further. I think 255. Yeah, yeah. Yuktam. You see, yuktam. Yuktam. So this is yukta. So the things, the material things which can be used for the service of Krishna is called yukta vairagya. So basically, I'm not, so money in this is the example, money can be made as a yukta vairagya. The family can be made as a yukta vairagya. Let's say, Jai Radha Mataji, you are running your business, you are trying to earn money. Let's say by Krishna grace, you get a lot of money. What will you do? Will you say that no, 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 I don't want money?
No,
Which
I
can
can
be the
do.
case. You can say that, I don't want a lot of money. Other thing what you can do, okay, by Krishna grace, I have got the money. I'm going to, but I don't need all this money. I'm going to take this money and I'm going to use for the Krishna service.
Mhm.
That's called Yukta Vairagya. Means you are not attached to the money. Okay. But now the opposite of Yukta Vairagya is called Falgu Vairagya. This word, Falgu.
That's attached.
Yes, it is a bad Vairagya where prasad is being offered and I'm trying to control my senses. I'm not going to eat prasad also. That's Falgu Vairagya. Okay. So this is a false renunciation. It is not conducive for Krishna consciousness. All right. Okay.
Okay. Shall I read, Prabhu?
Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Yeah. The daily and periodic duties of Varnashrama and the impersonal aspect of Jnana, the obstructive portions of Karma and Jnana, have already been rejected as angas of Bhakti by using the stated definitions of Uttama Bhakti obtained through the Bhakti scriptures. However, in order to make the point clear, the false type of Vairagya, the obstructive portion, has been again rejected as an anga of Bhakti. Jiva Goswami's commentary. The two verses are grammatically connected. Bhakter Adhikrityasya means contained within the jurisdiction of Bhakti scriptures. Within Vairagya, that part which is useless, Falgu, has been rejected as Anga. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura's commentary. The two verses are connected by using the definition of pure bhakti, Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, mentioned in this book. Proktena Lakshanena. Karma with its daily and occasional duties and Jnana with impersonalism have already been rejected as Angas of Bhakti. That definition has been obtained from scriptures concerning Bhakti. Bhakter Adhikrityasya. Again, in order to make the point about pure Bhakti clear, there is another rejection. This time of Falgu Vairagya.
Okay. So right. So it's a very similar, same meaning as the previous verse. It is put together. All right. Um, so Mrinalini Mataji, you can read it, 259.
Okay, Prabhu. Translation: that bhakti which is accomplished by dependence on wealth followers, or other objects cannot be considered as an anga of Uttama Bhakti because it destroys the pure nature of that bhakti. It is situated far away from Uttama Bhakti. Jiva Goswami's commentary in the phrase Jnana Karmadi Anavritam, not covered by Jnana, Karma, or other things. Other things include laxness in execution of bhakti, bhakti accomplished through wealth, and followers indicate this negligence or inattentiveness. Such execution cannot be accepted as an anga of Uttama Bhakti.
So what is the takeaway so far?
So, um, sh- bhakti, which is accomplished by dependence on wealth, followers, or other objects. So, the wealth, followers, and gay, um, these are not part of the 64 angas, and if we want to achieve, we shouldn't be dependent on wealth or followers or other objects.
Yeah, so in simple terms, what it is telling, um, the practical example, if somebody say that, you know, I'm earning for Krishna,
Mm-hmm.
and they are working very hard, right? They're working very hard. They're trying to run their startup. I'm doing it for Krishna. I'm doing it for Krishna.
They
And
don't
then they are
need it.
missing on the services because they are so busy to do their startup, right? Now that is on the verge that I am becoming dependent on wealth. If Krishna, I'm going to get the wealth, then I'll use it for Krishna. But in the process, I'm forgetting Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
That is not good because in that case, I'm taking the dependency on wealth. That if I get the wealth, then I'll use it for Krishna, and in that process, I've forgotten it. So this telling that that won't be considered bhakti. That because it destroys the pure nature of that bhakti. Pure nature of the bhakti is we should be only be dependent on bhakti, nothing else. That if I get money or if I get that thing what I'm looking for, then I will do the bhakti. That is a wrong conception. That's what this verse is telling. Okay, so you can read this Mataji also.
Yeah. Translation: discrimination and other material qualities
Mataji, here,
cannot
here.
be.
Sorry. This paragraph also you can read.
Oh, okay, sorry. Among the angas of bhakti, wealth and other items are generally not needed for hearing and chanting. The excellence of bhakti is destroyed when depends on wealth and followers. For instance, in deity worship, one person may feel that he cannot perform all the services for the deity at once by himself and thus depend on followers. However, this danger is not present in all angas of bhakti.
So what is in a way it is telling that there are some angas of the bhakti which is if not understood correctly, it can create the danger, right? So say for instance in deity worship, one person may feel that he cannot perform all the services for the deity at once by himself, and thus depends on the followers. So I will, let's say there is some guru, and that person wants to do the really nice deity worship because that person cannot do all the deity worship. That the guru can start making a lot of disciples and then say, okay, everybody come, let's, okay, you do this, you do that, you do that, you do that, and now I'm just directing that Guru is directing that, but not doing the bhakti himself. Or he's, and then in the process, what will happen? You see, I feel good. I have a lot of followers. Let me get more followers. Then I'll be able to do more. Let me get more followers. Now that Guru is becoming addicted to having more followers rather than doing the bhakti. So there is risk in some of the angas. So that's the last sentence says. However, this danger is not present in all the angas of the bhakti, right? For example, in chanting, there is no danger of creating more followers, right? By reading Bhagavatam, there is no danger of creating more followers. But in the deity worship, there is a risk. Even in Bhagavatam, there can be a risk. So some people they started doing the recitation of Bhagavatam for making money. They say Bhagavad Saptah. So for 1 week, they recite the Bhagavatam and they charge for it. They say that I need this so much of money, and that's totally not supported by the our scripture. Okay, there may be some associated fee. For example, somebody has to, let's say they are doing the big event and they have to set up the tent and they have to get rent the place and they have to get the mic system and all those stuff. They can seek donation, but this should not be, and but that should not be a requirement that I need this much of money and then only I will do it. Okay, so those are the dangers it is talking about. Make sense?
Yeah, but the deity
Yes, Prabhu.
worship, how would they, how would the followers, so they would get followers to get up there and worship the deities for them, like instead of the Brahmin doing it?
Yeah, means of course they that the guru will make them Brahman also to do the deity worship. So that's not the point. The point is the guru can become too addicted in having the more followers because the guru thinks, oh, having those followers is really good. I can just direct them and they can do the thing. Right? So that's the risk. Of course, see, now you Harivilas Maharaj, for example, he's the initiating guru. Now he's doing the initiation. Is that a bad thing? No. But let's say some other initiating guru, he's just making followers because he he thinks that having the having lot more followers, I will be able to go and build big temples, right? And with that goal, is somebody acquiring the followership, then that's become the bad thing because that will lead to more getting more. I mean, the reasoning of getting the followers is wrong, right? The reasoning for taking the followers is to give pure love of Krishna. That should be the mood of the guru, not to get the followers because I can get some work done, even for the deities. That's not the right attitude. Yeah, Radhamati, is it making sense or you're getting confused?
Yeah, that makes sense. Or like if,
Okay.
or if you wanted to um, do a particular service online so that you can get more followers. Like if I
Yeah,
wanted
that's
to,
also, yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
that's bad.
Bad. And why it is bad?
Um, because it's not for the benefit of Krishna. It's not for the love of Krishna. Bhakti. It's not bhakti.
Yeah, because the goal to get the follower is to basically give them shelter in Krishna's service and give them the love of Krishna. That should be the goal of a guru, authentic guru. Not that I want to get more followers so that I'll be considered the big guru, that I have so many followers. Okay. Okay, Murnali Mataji, 260.
Yeah. Um, Translation, discrimination, and other material qualities cannot be considered as angas of Uttama Bhakti, since on their own they take shelter of the excellent condition of persons practicing Uttama Bhakti. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura's commentary, discriminant and other qualities take shelter of the excellent condition, Vishesha Shanvatam, of devotees, Isham Adhikarinam, thus discrimination and other qualities, Amisham, should not be considered Angas.
Is the takeaway?
No discrimination as, oh, this is a great quality of performing. Nothing should be, there shouldn't be any discrimination when performing bhakti. It's not a part of
Yeah, it's not the
Uttama.
anga of bhakti. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Jai Radha Mataji, 261.
Sure. Translation: Basic rules of conduct. Yama. Rules of cleanliness and other actions appear automatically in those who are extremely dedicated to Krishna. Thus, they are not included as agnas of bhakti. Jiva Goswami's commentary. By stating the yama and sakcha automatically appear in the devotee, the author rejects them as agnas of bhakti, actions that produce bhakti. The listed qualities end with verse 263, the rules of conduct, yama. are as
Okay, so
follows.
so yeah, so before you go further, I just want to make sure that while you are reading, we're able to understand. There are some words. So it is so yama and niyama. Yama means don't, niyama means do's. So do's and don'ts. So it's telling that few things, do's and don'ts are also not considered the angas of bhakti because they will automatically appear. So as one, so what we are seeing that as one is practicing bhakti, the cause of bhakti is bhakti, and as one is practicing bhakti, all this bad quality is getting removed. So material desire is getting removed, right? Then I can be in my family life and I can use all the things in Krishna service. That's Yukta Vairagya, right? Jnana, I will get the jnana, whatever is required for the bhakti, and I will become renunciate because I am developing higher taste. So whatever is required to grow in bhakti, one will get automatically in bhakti. So it is not required. So and that's the reason those things are not considered to be the angas. Angas are only which is helping grow. If we add something, it will accelerate the bhakti. But these things one will get automatically. Okay, so it is just telling why these are not considered as bhakti. So yama and socha means cleanliness. Okay, so now you read here from non-violence.
Okay. Nonviolence, truthfulness, not covering or stealing the property of others. Detachment, humility, freedom from possessiveness, trust in the principles of religion, celibacy, silence, steadiness, forgiveness, and fearlessness are the 12 primary disciplinary principles.
So see, these are disciplinary principles. Means these are things devotee should care about, and but again, this shouldn't become the primary focus. The primary focus should remain bhakti, and then slowly, and we should focus on this, that we are practicing this, but ultimately Krishna is going to purify us of all those things. For example, somebody is too attached to sex desire, okay, and they're not able to control it. So and let's say they are married and still they are doing a lot of sex within the marriage, and it's not very conducive, but let's say because they're doing in marriage, that's fine. Slowly Krishna will clean that desire also. Okay, so all those things, these 12 qualities are disciplinary principles which we should try to follow to accelerate further on bhakti. Okay, it is good thing, but as we are doing bhakti, these things will get, because I'm trying. Okay, I'm not trying to say both the side. Okay, so let's say I'm trying these 12 things. Okay, but let's say I'm not able to do celibacy. I'm not able to forgive people. I'm very fearful, and I'm trying, but I fail all the time. Okay, that shouldn't distract me. I should continue doing the bhakti. Then what happens slowly? I will become celibate also. The forgiveness will develop in my heart, and I start becoming fearlessness also, because bhakti will start giving those things. You understand what this point is telling?
Yes.
Yeah. Vishwanath Chakra Thakur, yeah, read here.
Vishwanatha Thakur Chakravarti Thakur's commentary. Should the devotees in whom the good qualities do not appear on their own be considered to be actually non devotees? This verse answers Krishna Mukham means extremely dedicated to Krishna. Krishna Yukrishta Mukham. For those persons extremely absorbed in Krishna, the good qualities spontaneously appear.
Right? So it exactly the same thing. Should the devotee in whom the good quality do not appear? So I took three examples, right? So
Mhm.
those good qualities not appearing in me, right? Does it mean that I am a non-devotee?
No.
It is telling no, we should not consider that, because eventually those good quality will appear, and this is where we do the offenses. We see in devotees, we start noticing their bad qualities,
Mhm.
and then we start judging them. You see, is this person a devotee? See, this person gets so angry. Is this person a devotee? Now that is not good. Now we are creating the offense against that devotee. Because that devotee may have five good qualities and one bad qualities. That doesn't mean that person is not a devotee. That person is a wonderful devotee. So what we should do whenever we see these bad quality, we should think, and this is my Guru Maharaj tells that Whenever if we see some bad quality in other people, that's the reflection of my bad quality. If I'm seeing anger in another person, then means I am an angry person. That's the reason I'm able to see the anger. Right? So we should always try to think that if I'm seeing the bad quality, those bad quality exist in me, and I should try to fix it. Rather than thinking that the other person is a bad person and he or she is not a devotee. This is the biggest offense and mistake we make. All right?
Hmm.
Because this
So
bad
if you
quality will exist there for us unless we become very pure. It will exist for a long time. Some bad qualities, as it we are getting pure. Let's say today I have 10 bad qualities. In like couple of years, maybe I'll have five bad qualities. In couple of years more, maybe I'll have two bad qualities. In couple of years more, maybe I'll have one bad quality. So it is decreasing, okay, or diminishing. Those bad qualities are diminishing. 262.
translation. Thus, in the Skanda Purana, it is said, O hunter, these qualities, such as non-violence, are not astonishing because the person who engage in devotion to the Lord will never cause affliction to others.
Okay, and what is the takeaway from here?
That a person, a devotee, will never cause harm to another devotee if
Yeah,
they're
so
engaged.
so primary point, of course. So devotee will automatically develop the non-violence. So if somebody say that, oh, look, this person is so great. He's completely non-violence. People go and beat him up. Still he's non-violent. That person must be great. Let's say, right? What Skanda Purana is telling that these wonderful quality of non-violence develops automatically in devotee. So devotee develops all the best qualities which is required automatically if they are a sincere bhaktas, if they are sincerely practicing bhakti. Okay?
But what about sincere devotees that get abused?
Sincere devotee who abuse.
They get abused if they're just sincere and people like take advantage of them and abuse
Oh,
them.
if okay, if I am sincere devotee and somebody is abusing me, so what it says, of course, there is a we should try, if I am being abused, I should try to tolerate, right, with something. Okay, but if somebody is starting beating me and there is a, I should stop. You cannot do that. But let's say somebody is trying to mentally torture me in the service. I'm doing service. I'm in the temple, and there are other devotees. Let's say they don't like me for one or other reason, and they are torturing me in terms of they will take away some of the things which is required for the service or something like that, right? Now I should try to tolerate, not fight with them. Try to reason, if we can reason it naturally is fine, or if it has become really bad, I should go to the authority and say that there are people, there are devotees who are, I feel that they are creating problem for me, can you please try to fix it, and try to again keep the word non-blemish, not blaming, just saying, sharing the fact. I went to do my service. I saw the door was locked and these things were not there, and I was not able to do the service. Instead of saying, I think that devotee was doing that, that is the wrong way to do it, right? Because there may be others. So we should be like, keep it of the fact, oh, this is what happened, and let the authority goes and find it. So we should try to tolerate it. But if we see that somebody else is being tormented by somebody else, then we should go and intervene. So we tolerate, but for if other is getting abused, we intervene and we say that you cannot do that.
Okay.
Yeah?
And us tolerating, what does that do by tolerating? It purifies
It
you.
it purifies us. It gives us, because see we lot of because we may be thinking that this devotee is trying to create the problem, but maybe I'm telling you the other side of the story, and these are all real stories. Okay, let's say I'm seeing that whenever I'm going to do the service, I did the service in some way and then something got changed. Let's say I put some cloth, I do the Prabhupada service. Okay. So I am ironing the Prabhupada cloth, right? And then when I came, I saw that the other person, the other devotee ironed the different cloth. And he said that, okay, Prabhu, you go and put this. I'm thinking, why this? I ironed that cloth. Why he didn't use that? Is like he didn't like my service or what, right? I can blame. Now, if I really understood, I will understand that that devotee saw that maybe that cloth was not proper. The buttons were broken or something which I didn't notice it, and I was thinking that's the right thing. So that devotee saw that, and without telling me that, Prabhu, you made the mistake. You should have looked that this cloth has the proper button. You didn't look at it, and instead of blaming me, what that devotee did, he took the other pair of cloth and ironed it as a favor to me.
Mhm.
See, he could have blamed me, or I could have gone and blamed him that why didn't you use my ironed cloth? So we tolerate because that's the way we learn, because our vision is so clouded, we think that I am correct, but I may not be correct. That's the reason tolerance is good thing. So these are the good tolerance, but there can be bad tolerance in the, let's say, for in the marriages. Somebody, the spouses, um, one spouse may not be very conducive. Does should the spouse should leave that other person? You are not conducive. I'm going to leave you. Why?
Mm.
Why that person shouldn't leave the spouse?
Well, because you made a vow.
Exactly. And then Krishna made the vow, we made the vow, and there may be children's involved. And just because I don't like that person, some behavior is not very conducive, uh, I should try to tolerate a little bit. But let's say if that other spouse start beating me physically, then let's say husband start beating the wife physically, that has to be stopped. So the tolerance has the limit, right? So we have to use our intelligence, how much I can tolerate, and where I should go and intervene, and where I should go to my teacher and say that, Guru Maharaj, this is what's happening, what should I do? So Guru Maharaj will be able to analyze it. Or I'll go to my friend who is a devotee. I'll say that, my dear friend, this is what's happening to me. What should I do? Okay, so we should go to our seniors or elders who are more mature, not the senior elder in terms of the age, who are more mature in bhakti. We go and we ask for their advice.
Something came to my mind, Prabhu.
Yes,
The
Mataji.
answer. I remember the story of Hladini Devi Mataji, who did the service, and when the activist, she was serving along with her husband in some parts of Africa, and the rebels came, and they just during that time they just felt that ladies are not supposed to be preaching, and they are making a cult activity, and they just know of killing the people. So she became a shield, and the she said, um, just shoot me instead of shooting the people, and she took the first shot and she gave up her life. This is one of the greatest activity, the selfless service, which is also a um, part of serving the god. The selfless service, what she showed, the dareness, and how she just came as a shield to protect others. This is one of the example that hit my mind, why it is done.
Yes, Mataji. Good
Mm.
example. Thank you for sharing that. Definitely a good example. Okay, Mataji, read 263.
Translation. Also in the Skanda Purana, it is said, internal and external purity, austerities, sense control, peacefulness, and other qualities take shelter of persons who desire to serve the Lord. Jiva
So
Goswami's commentary.
yeah, yeah. So these are all technical things. You don't need to read. So what is the takeaway from this?
So those qualities take the shelter of persons means that will be already imbibed in that person.
This
So
these qualities says that these quality will automatically start appearing in that devotee, right? So it will happen automatically. That person who is a devotee will becoming very peaceful. That person will become very austere. That person will both internally and externally will develop lot of purity, right? So these qualities telling the word that they take shelter of the person, means as if, means the person become personified. So this is the right way to understand. So we can say that person is peaceful personified. Means peacefulness is taken the shelter of that person. Peacefulness personified. That person is austerity personified. That person is purity personified. So these things will start happening in the devotee, the sincere devotee. And for that, one need not. So one person on the other side can just, I'm going to develop peacefulness. And you, okay, you hit me and I'm going to be peaceful. You hit me, I'm going to be peaceful. But one day I will, because I'm just right now, because I'm saying, okay, I'll be peaceful. You just keep hitting me. But one day I'm in a situation I won't be peaceful. Right? That's the like a artificial peacefulness I was trying to learn. And I'll give you the good example. I had a friend in my office. He learned, he was trying to follow the Jnana path. And he learned that one should try to develop the austerity to all different taste kind of food. There is a pungent food, there is the bitter food, and so he was all like, okay, what is this astringent kind of a food, right? The karelas, like the different kind of vegetables. Should I have to eat that so that I can develop the tolerance for that? So he was trying that path, and that is useless path, because that is, you're trying to do the externally, you're trying to learn those qualities. While somebody is doing the bhakti, those quality will develop automatically. So what need not go and do, focus on those things that just we need become sincere and do the devotion to really make the Lord happy. And we continue doing it seriously, all this good quality will develop. Okay. Okay, Shiva Prabhu, 264.
Bhakti taking shelter of one principal anga or many angas according to one's desire and practiced with steadiness brings about the desired result, bhava and prema. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary that bhakti in which one anga is performed as the principal, one among hearing, chanting, and other angas, while other angas become secondary, or that bhakti in which many angas are performed leads to perfection. The choice of one or many angas is according to one's preference.
Okay, what is the
So,
understanding?
there are nine angas. So one or other anga they can make their whichever their preference, which are their most suitable for them. So they can prioritize and practice with steadiness, and the rest of the angas will be they would be doing, but it will be like a secondary.
Yeah,
So
so
one
there,
or many.
yeah, so there's 64 angas, right? And there's nine
Sorry,
anga, the stages you are talking about, different, right? Or processes of bhakti. There are nine processes of bhakti
nine
also,
process. Yeah,
right?
sorry.
Yeah, nine processes of bhakti. So one can do any. So as per the desire, one can follow one or many. Doesn't matter that. So many times we think that if I do many things, I'll become a better bhakta, or I will progress faster. That's the wrong conception. One can do one, they pick one anga of bhakti. Let's say somebody really likes reading the Srimad Bhagavatam and they're very serious, very serious and very steady in that. They continue doing that with steadiness. That itself will lead to perfection. And somebody, they say, okay, I want to do some deity worship also, and then I will read the Bhagavatam also, right? I will do. So they are taking shelter of multiple. That's also equally good. It's not that one who is doing more is better than the other. So that's what it's telling. Okay, 265, Prabhuji.
Examples of practicing one anga are illustrated in another work. Parikshit is an example of hearing about Lord, and Sukadeva is an example of chanting the glories of the Lord. Prahlada is an example of remembering the Lord, and Lakshmi is an example of serving the lotus feet of the Lord. Prudu is an example of performing deity worship of the Lord. Akrura is an example of attaining perfection by offering prayers to the Lord. Hanuman is an example of service with the attitude of servant of the Lord. Arjuna is an example of friendship with the Lord. Bali is an example of offering the self to the Lord. They achieved Krishna by following principally one anga. I think that 9 mangas that we are
Yes,
talking about.
yes. So see, they are the perfect example. They primarily took shelter of one anga. It's not that they were not doing other anga, but primarily they took shelter of one angas. That's what they really focused on, and they achieved the Lord. Right. So these are all the examples. So I'm just trying to get to 269 and finish this chapter. So that's the reason I'm going little. I'm taking more time because last class we missed and next class we are going to miss. Okay. Thank you for staying.
Yeah, sure. An example of practicing many angas equally is found in the ninth canto. Maharaja Ambarisha always engaged his mind in meditating upon the lotus feet of the Krishna, his words in describing the glories of the Lord, his hands in cleansing the Lord's temple, and his ears in hearing the words spoken by Krishna or about Krishna. He engaged his eyes in seeing the deity of Krishna, Krishna's temples, and Krishna's places like Mathura and Vrindavan. He engaged his sense of touch in touching the bodies of the Lord's devotees. He engaged his sense of smell in smelling the fragrance of tulasi offered to the Lord. And he engaged his tongue in tasting the Lord's prasada. He engaged his legs in walking to the holy places and temples of Lord. His head in bowing down before the Lord. And all his desires in serving the Lord 24 hours a day. Indeed, Maharaja Ambarisha never desired anything for his own sense gratification. He engaged all his senses in devotional service in various engagements related to the Lord. This is the way to increase attachment for the Lord and be completely free from all material desires.
So this is an example of Maharaj Ambrish doing all the processes, 9 processes together, right? So that's the example. Okay, and last verse 269, Prabhuji. Or let's ask Mrinalini Mataji. She started. Let's end it with her. Okay, Mrinalini Mataji.
Translation. Some persons called Vaidi Bhakti, the path of rules, Maryada Marga, since it is bound by strong limitation of the rules mentioned in the scriptures. Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura's commentary. If the rules spoken in the scriptures are prominent in one's devotional process, that immediately becomes the cause for performing bhakti. This Vaidi Bhakti, filled with rules, Maryada, is called Maryada Marga by some people.
Okay, so Vaidi Bhakti, the other name is called Maryada Marga because it follows certain rules, right? So that's what it is telling that Vaidi Bhakti can also is the alternate name for this is Maryada Marga also. Okay, that's it. So that ends the Vaidi Bhakti section. Hare Krishna, it is the longest section. Next class will be starting the Raganuga. Okay, so that we will meet next Monday. Any question before we end the class for today? Was it making sense, Jai Radha Mataji?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it's making sense.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Thank you for asking question when you're not following. That's very, very important. Okay, Hare Krishna, Murnali Mataji, Shiva Prabhu, and Priti Mataji, take care. It seems that you are not well today.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I just fell and my BP dropped, so that's why.
Oh, you fell down.
Yes,
Did you
I
hurt?
was on the. No, Prabhu, I didn't get hurt, but I felt like something suddenly happened. After some time, I felt the BP went down.
The blood pressure.
Okay. Somebody is there taking care of you. Your husband is there, right? He's there taking
Yeah,
care of
Prabhu,
you.
and he's just
Oh,
making something, so
okay,
I can
okay,
help.
good. Okay, okay.
Prabhu.
Drink lots
Okay,
of
Mataji.
water.
Thank you.
Drink
Yeah,
Yeah.
extra water.
thank you.
Yeah.
So see, Jai Radha
Yeah,
Mata is telling
Mataji.
that you drink water and yeah,
Water raises the blood pressure.
electrolyte might have gone down because you got
Yes.
nervous or something. Yes, those things might have.
Yeah, yeah, Mataji, thank you. Yeah, my spouse was on call, so I was just waiting, for him to come. I was like almost like unconscious, so,
Mm.
Wow.
so yeah.
Wow.
But I'm fine. Yeah, I'm better now.
Take care, Mataji.
Take
Hari
care,
bol.
Mata.
Hari bol.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Bye.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.